Thanks for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I'm Tasia Floissac. Coming up, Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry host first ever Agri-Forest Festival. Prime Minister defends decision to eradicate pit latrines from communities across the island, and plans for the complete transformation of the city of Roseau have been revealed. Stay tuned for these and other stories after the break.
The black Sikatoka fungus can survive on banana and plantain leaves even after they have been cut from the tree. Farmers and hucksters are encouraged to use alternate cushioning material when moving produce from farm to the market. Do not use banana and plantain leaves as cushioning. It is against the law to move banana and plantain trash from the field. Obey the law and stop the spread of black Sikatoka today.
Thanks for staying with us. Plans for the transformation of the city of Roseau have taken a giant step forward when the concept design was presented to stakeholders via a town hall-style presentation on Tuesday morning. The presentation took place at the State House Conference Room, which was filled with representatives of the industry sectors of Dominica. Based on addresses by government officials, the upgrade of the city has been long anticipated. Mayor of Roseau, Her Worship Irene John, was first.
We in the Roseau City Council welcome this new initiative, and we pledge our undivided support to make this project a reality, since this development was something that this new council envisaged.
Honorable Ambrose George, who is acting Prime Minister, remarked that government has long been working toward the mass upgrade of the capital city.
The government of Dominica has been desirous of undertaking the development initiatives to enhance and rejuvenate, to bring alive the city of Roseau in a desirable and sustainable way. Roseau is in fact a rather compact and cozy city, first settled by the French between the 16th and 17th century, and later by the British in the 18th and 19th century, which gives the city an intriguing French and British colonial appeal. Today, however, Roseau is a product of decades of urban stagnation, brought about as a result of unplanned and somewhat random development.
Minister for Public Works Honorable Rayburn Blackmore made a notable point in his comments to the meeting, answering the question of the necessity of infrastructural development in relation to the needs of the Dominican people.
A number of persons have said, why spend so much in our roads and bridges? But one cannot appreciate the survival of the human body without its skeleton. And essentially, the physical infrastructure provide the base for the takeoff for any economy. And we as a government, therefore, has the mandate to create the environment to entice people to invest. And I believe once you have gotten to the point where you have improved your physical infrastructure, you're actually setting the stage and the environment for the facilitation of commerce. And once that happens, you are now enticing broader economic development.
Luce Blackmore, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Works, was chairman of the ceremony. He remarked that the island has witnessed the city remaining constant while the needs of those depending on it have continued to grow. As a result, he said, planners must now make moves to catch up.
Clearly, the gap has to be bridged, and we feel the only way it could be done is to do it in a rather desirable and sustainable manner. And hence, to do it in a desirable and sustainable manner, it has to be broad-based, it has to be comprehensive, it has to be all-inclusive. And hence, the government has the need to start up the process, start the initiation, for of course getting the concepts, getting the thinking, and of course, go through the process of consultation, which is what we're having today.
The revealed concept for the new city of Roseau, as presented by Ian Fields of 3S Bridges NSG, includes a bypass near the Botanic Gardens to reduce traffic through the park, an upgrade to the cruise ship terminal, replacing the West Bridge and the complete overhaul of the major streets of Roseau. Those changes, among several others, are meant to improve traffic flow, reveal the hidden beauty of the city, and appeal to tourism and business investments. For a detailed look at the concept designs, tune in on Wednesday for a special report. Dominica's Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has defended his administration's decision to eradicate pit latrines. The Dominica leader, speaking at the DLP rally in St. Joseph last Monday, said the matter was of much concern to government officials. He explained that his administration will take all actions necessary to address the matter.
I do not know and will never apologize for my stated intention to eradicate pit latrines from the face of Dominica. It is a reflection on all previous administrations that this was not done before. But I intend to see it to full completion during my watch as Prime Minister of this country.
And in other news, agriculture and forestry will be the areas of focus this week as the first ever Agriculture and Forestry Festival is being hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry in collaboration with other government and non-government agencies. The press launch of the event was held on Monday and was attended by Agriculture Minister Honorable Matthew Walter, as well as Directors of Agriculture and Forestry and the coordinator of the festival.
The Agri-Forest Festival, AgriFest, will present to the general public a unique opportunity to experience all facets of Dominica's agriculture and forest sectors in a warm and inviting environment. AgriFest desires to sensitize the populace as it relates to the value of the agricultural and forest sectors with a view to creating a society which understands and appreciates the concept of food security and the value of food production to the nation.
The festival, according to Minister Walter, supports the agricultural component of the national export strategy by promoting agriculture commodities and export potential.
It is intended to provide exposure to persons and to highlight career opportunities available to young people in Dominica's agricultural and forestry sectors. Hence, AgriFest will provide another opportunity for all stakeholders, vegetable and fruit farmers, local farmers, livestock farmers, as well as persons involved in horticulture and related sectors to come together in order to showcase a variety of high-quality local products, promote the use of new and improved appropriate technology for crop production and value-added products.
Activities for this week's festival include a schools outreach program which sought to discuss various careers in agriculture.
There are many young professionals among us who are very much savvy and bright in things agriculture, and they have pursued careers in that field. And we will be going out to the school to tell our young ones that they are the bedrock, in truth and in fact, of getting an agriculture that will be science-oriented. Yes, steeped in tradition, but of course science-oriented. So we'll be in all of the schools, we'll be in the college.
A farmers' forum will be hosted on Thursday at Cabrits.
It will, in truth and in fact, bring farmers from all over the country at the Cabrits. And there will be discussions, there will be presentations, there will be an across-the-table dialogue between farmers and policymakers, technicians, and all collaborators. We'll be sharing information, and this will lead, of course, to better platforming the sector in terms of planning and moving forward.
A major aspect of the festival is the hosting of an exhibition. Coordinator of this week's festival explains.
We will expose our agro-processing activities through the exposition. We know through agro-processing, we add value to our agricultural production. So there will be a number of enterprise featuring their activities, products in terms of agro-processing. We will also feature the agri-services and culinary arts, how we would take the food that is produced, for example, breadfruit, and having the various dishes from breadfruit or from banana. So persons can begin to have a better appreciation of local foods and how we can impact on reducing the food import bill.
Other activities this week include the formal opening of the modern agriculture facility in 1 Mile Portsmouth, a youth symposium, and an awards ceremony. And in more news, Dominica's head of state, His Excellency Charles Savre, visited 11 schools in the north on May 8th. Jana Hector brings us that report.
Dominica's President, His Excellency Charles Savre, accompanied by Mrs. Savre and government officials, spent Thursday, May 8th in the north of the island visiting primary, secondary, and early childhood education institutions. Beginning at the extreme north, Capuchin, the group took in the unique view from the Cana Heritage Site in Capuchin. Joined by Honorable Reginald Austri, parliamentary representative for that area, the President and his team talked history and geography for a bit before heading off to the Clifton Primary School. Honorable Savre chatted freely with students about his days as a student of their very own school.
When I was here, we had a few more children in the school because there was no school at Southern Park. So children from Cottage used to come here, and Gillett, Southern Pie would come here to Clifton. Some would go to Portsmouth. And in those days, if you wanted to leave Clifton to go to Portsmouth, you had to walk, or you had to take a canoe from Clifton Bay and row all the way down to Bell Hall and walk from Bell Hall, because some people didn't want to row around the Cabrits. They said there was a current around the Cabrits that would take you away, and you would have difficulty to row into Portsmouth. So you went to Bell Hall and then you walked.
The President also discussed the importance of punctuality and the advantages of universal secondary education. From there, the delegation joined preschoolers of Faith Preschool in nearby Cottage.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the Commonwealth of Dominica and to the sovereign republic for which it stands. My Lord, my loyalty and skill in the service of Dominica and my fellow citizens. I promise to work diligently and to help build a prosperous and peaceful nation.
A stone's throw away, students and staff of the Savon Pie Primary School were ecstatic over the school's first presidential visit.
We're happy that you came. We're happy that you came. Our school is such a happy place. Welcome to our school.
Welcome to our school. Welcome to our school.
Our school is such a happy place. Welcome to our
School. Thank you very much. This was good for you. I'm good.
Today I hurried off to school to work, learn, and play. I'm extremely anxious to meet the president at school today. I hope he likes my school and come to visit again. When I get home, I will be happy to inform my mom I met a great man, the president at school today.
Wow.
Mrs. Savre was also appreciated for 7 years of teaching service at the Savon Pie Primary School. In the heart of Portsmouth, the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School delivered a rousing welcome to the group. Loud cheers greeted the presidential team, then joined by the mayor of Portsmouth. Recently retired teacher Marley Baptiste could not miss the opportunity to witness such an occasion at the school.
This morning is really a wonderful occasion for us, and I am, very, very heartened to see that we have the president and one of the ministers of government here with us. Again, you remember we had them when we had Rosie Douglas Day. We had them when we had the opening of the school, and so it's really a pleasure for us to have them this morning. Mr. Savre, the wife, and other officials here, I want to welcome you in a special way on behalf of the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School.
Principal Teddy Wallace was also one who was heartened by the event.
It seems as if that May is somewhat a very, very interesting one for us. Going through the histories of this school, I saw in May 1955 that this school was opened. In May 2001, the deceased Honorable Pierre Charles came in to rename the school the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School. And then in May 2014, we are graced with the presence of the highest ranking person in Dominica, His Excellency, the Honorable Charles Savre. So May, boys and girls and everybody here seem to be a month that we should remember at this school. It's not very often we have those things happening. You know, coming into the education system, that's one of the things I always look forward to. And I always say that, one of these days I will become the Minister of Education. And one thing I would look into is to see to it that at least once a year, the President and the Prime Minister visit the primary schools, or all schools in Dominica. And so I didn't have the chance to do it. And we couldn't have a better person coming into this school, a son of our soil, the Honorable Charles Savre from Portsmouth.
President Savre addressed students and teachers as a former teacher himself.
One of the things that really gives you a sense of satisfaction is when you move in the community and you see a doctor there, you see a lawyer here, you see an engineer over there, you see a prosperous farmer, fisherman doing well, a carpenter, and you remember that that person was a student in my class. And it is a wonderful feeling. So you now must all give to your teachers and your principal that confidence that 10 years from now, when they will see you, they will have a wonderful feeling to realize that you have been in their school, that you have been in their classroom.
The group then moved to the St. John's Academy and Primary School, where Mrs. Savre had also served as a teacher and President Savre a student. 4 Portsmouth preschools filled the church hall where President Savre was the guest of honor. A hearty rendition of the national anthem commenced proceedings. The president then temporarily resumed his teaching role to explain to the infants the composition of his entourage.
You see this gentleman in the uniform there, that is Inspector Coffee. He is the aide-de-camp or an assistant to the president. Everywhere the president goes, he goes with him. When I went to Trinidad, to the funeral of the former president of Trinidad, Inspector Coffee came with me because he accompanies the president wherever the president goes. And the president's secretary, Miss Blackmore, is in charge of the office and does all what needs to be done in the office of the president. And Mrs. Sovereign now is in charge of the president's residence. You know, everybody's in charge except the president. Mrs. Sovereign is in charge of the president's residence. Now, the president's office and the president's residence are both in the State House. The office is on the ground floor and the residence is on the top floor.
That teaching-learning session also included a bit of geography and political science. That Thursday, visits were paid to government projects along the way. The new basketball court in Savonpai and the Lagos Road, the Cabris Resort and Spa, the Petro Castles in Chance, and the Chance Road, accompanied by MP for Portsmouth, Honorable Ian Douglas.
Thank you, Jana. Also this week, government will soon announce plans for the export of Dominica's water. That's according to Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. The Dominica leader told DLP supporters last Monday that discussions are ongoing and details will be provided to the nation soon.
Very soon, and certainly by the time the budget is presented, we shall share details of a very exciting plan in which government shall enter into an agreement for the export of bulk and bottled water under a new and exciting Nature Isle emblem. The investors were in Dominica last week, and the Attorney General has already commented on the draft Memorandum of Understanding. I shall keep you posted on this exciting development.
And that's the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique bien étonné via parole négative qui a sorti au monde qui a concerné le projet géothermique. Parole ça là sorti au ministre énergie, Honorable Ribbon Blackmore.
À présent, on est un monde à présent, monde qu'on a fait un matin qui prend une pièce lentilles en Dominique et bien mon aloda. Et c'est un bouc qui a gourmet à bagaille politique pour détruire les bagailles qui sont bons pour nous. C'est un bouc qui a un pile méchant en tête. Est-ce que vous comprenez? Et bien, massa poussi, pouchi, et ni mettre en tête. Amen. Si vous vivez la vie, vous vivez la vie bon. So, mais, nous, il y a pile de monde là, et bien, Trafalgar, qui n'est concerned avec il y a un droit pour expresser manœuvre là, il y a calculer, c'est pour faire, et bien nous qui travaillons avec eux. Mais nous ne pas mourir, nous faire certain, nous continuer avec le plan pour plus Dominique ne pour avancer. Dominique ne pour avancer.
Alors nouvelle, faut bien important pour le développement agricole. Si le permanent secrétaire ministre agriculture Harold Gist, ça a tapé attention pendant le festival agriculture que le ministre agriculture a tenu semaine salam. Gist aussi mentionné l'occasion agriculture qui est ouvert en one mile à Guantas à mercredi.
Si nous quittons, nous avons coupé le forêt pour faire planche, pour faire bois du feu, c'est pas ça là. Si nous ne pas contrôler ça, nous avons un problème. Parce que nous voulons moun venir à one mile Portsmouth et venir examiner, venir garder ces bagages là. Aussitôt, les 14, nous avons ouvert en agriculture station. C'est une station qui est développée entre Dominique et les Chinois. Avec, nous avons créé un smart greenhouse. C'est un de ces greenhouses là qui fait une technologie et qui a contrôlé les conditions environnementales en dedans place là. Comme ça, pas pour dépendre les soleils, les hauts, la pluie qui a tombé, les hauts, ces bagages là. Comme ça, même température là, en dedans greenhouse là, ça contrôle comme ça, il steady, il pas descendre, il pas monter, il y a un computer là qui a rangé. Comme ça, il y a un lot bagaille qui a un lot plan, diverses qualités plan qui a fait produit là avec pour
pour bas farmers pour ça planter et bien pour nous ça vous bagaille d'ouvrir.
La nouvelle travail qui a commencé en l'année 2015 pour bâtir l'hôpital neuf en Dominique. Parole cela sorti du ministre de Santé, Honorable Julius Timothy. C'est le ministre Timothy. Faciliter cela qui bâti et puis l'argent grant, ça c'est l'argent Dominique Pané pour pave way, hard People's Republic of China. Projet cela c'est un cadre qui était signé pendant Dominique établit relations diplomatiques et puis People's Republic of China en l'année 2004. Une délégation technicienne People's Republic of China déjà visité Dominique qui a regardé les détails du projet cela. Le gouvernement Dominique a fait parole bien claire sur nos policiers qui sentent peuple là bien nécessaire, raison pour bâtir facilité là. Facilité ça là qui bâti en goodwill. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Green tea may well be a treat for your taste buds, but new research is suggesting that it benefits the rest of your oral cavity as well. Stay tuned to find out how.
In-studio discussions, insight, Creole News, Road to the Throne, Calypso, Creole Festival, Carnival, and lots more local programming. See it all on the Government Information Service, your first for local news.
Green tea contains compounds that appear to control inflammation and fight bacterial infection. This drink is also rich in antioxidants, which have many health properties. Because green tea controls bacteria and lowers the acidity of saliva and dental plaque, it may be a useful tool in preventing cavities. Recent studies tested people before and after they gave their mouths a 5-minute rinse with green tea. The test subjects had less bacteria and acid in their mouths, as well as reduced gum bleeding. Other research has found that drinking green tea shows promise when it comes to preventing tooth decay, gum health, and better breath. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire GIS News production team, I'm Tasia Floissac. Thanks for watching.